you contrast what you saw from your team in the first two periods from what you saw in the third?
I'm not sure, John, how much of a difference. I mean, obviously we were on the bad side of 2 or 3 plays in the third. It's probably more like 6 or 7 plays, honestly, like a couple that ended up in our net. But we had a 5-on-3 with a 2-goal lead, and supposedly our top players out there, you know, with a power play. So I tell you, like, I liked our intensity, I liked our compete level tonight. We blew a 2-goal lead going into the third. That's something we have to get better at. We have to improve on, and we've got to finish. There's no doubt about it. They gave us every opportunity to finish that game off, and you can even go to the second period. We had a couple of empty nets that we just didn't finish on, and 4-2 doesn't seem that big of a deal, right? But we know better. Anyone that's seen enough sports knows that those opportunities come back to bite you, and that's what it did. That's what they did. Excuse me. So I don't, to answer your question, I don't know if it was, I didn't like the way we started, but that was the power play. You know, that was the power play. We were flat on the power play. They had more urgency, they had more intensity. They knew they couldn't get to 5-2 and probably survive it. And they good for them, man. They showed that they weren't going to just stop playing. And unfortunately our guys did, at least for a bit.
Kind of playing off into that, kind of stating the obvious here, but were special teams the difference then?
Yeah, special teams were the difference. You show me a game where they're not. 12 power plays each is absolutely ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. We're not learning the lessons we were supposed to learn and we thought our guys would learn. A lot of our penalties were at a second effort, but it wasn't smart. It was reaching and holding and hooking when they turned the puck over versus just turn around and skate. And obviously they're 3 for 12 and we're 1 for 12, and we had plenty of opportunities. Again, that includes 5-on-3 opportunities for us that we just didn't look very good on, as far as I'm concerned.
Was there anything that you liked about the power play today, or was it all kind of just, how would you assess the play overall?
I thought we had pretty good zone time for the first 2 periods. I didn't like the way that we started the third, which I've said. You know, I thought there was plays made out there. We just, you know, the 2-on-0 we had was a power play opportunity. I liked the fact that we transitioned well, and at the end of the second there were some things we liked. Yeah, Ryan, there were some things I liked.
Is there any sort of frustration in general, not necessarily at the officials, but just when you're playing the majority of the game, either up a man or down a man? Is there any sort of frustration with not being able to get into a natural?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I thought 5-on-5 we were pretty good. Sure it is, but that's something that we can change by not committing the infractions. But we continue to do it. So we'll have to. I don't know if you'd say tonight we learned the hard way. I mean, hopefully we learn from this and then we stop taking so many penalties.
I know it's tough to judge a game like this from the goaltending perspective with so much power play, penalty kill. But is there any concern with you now that you've had 2 4-goal games from Chris?
Yes, there is.
What does he have to do better?
Not letting so many pucks. He made some good saves early. I mean, I'm not an expert on the position, so I don't know. I mean, it's an obvious answer, and I don't mean to be smart aleck about it. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'd like to see a 4-goal lead going in the third be over with, as far as he's concerned. That's not what happened. Or a 2-goal lead going in the third. I'm sorry, a 2-goal lead going in the third. Sorry.
Chris, could you kind of sum up what the emotion is after?
The emotion is like a loss, John, but I can tell you that I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. I don't like the ties, right? It goes down as a tie from a national perspective, and I hope we get that right. I hope nationally we go to what the NHL does. Get rid of the 5-minute overtime, 5-on-5, go right to 3-on-3, and then do a shootout, just like the NHL does. And if the game is ended, it's ended. Because you're not going to get ties. the emotion in the locker room is we lost. You see the way their emotion is they won. I mean, that's the way they feel, and we'll have to deal with that for the first 5-7 minutes of tomorrow night's game for sure, from a momentum standpoint. But the fact is, both teams get a tie. So that's the deal. Those are the emotions. We lost and they won, emotionally. From a record standpoint, it's a tie, and I thought we got better today than what we played last weekend, which from a coaching perspective, that's good. We were a handful at times tonight.
But I'm guessing that the good is tempered by the it wasn't good enough.
Oh, for sure. You have a 2-goal lead at home going into the third, and you blow it. It's not good enough, for sure. And I'm only talking about. I don't feel good about the result. If it's us down 2 goals going into the third, and we come back and tie it up, now you feel better about that, right? So we're gonna take the good, because we played better than we did last weekend for more of the time. But now we get down to a play here, a play there. We get down to 10 power plays. We get, now we start to break it down, and the coach comes out in me, and we start to try to make adjustments. So.
Was Chris Bolkamp, was he a healthy scratch?
He was, yeah.
And what was the biggest part of getting off to a good start to the start of the game?
I think just the the energy in the building, home opener. We were hungry. I think Zane, there's a little bit of trying to make amends for last weekend. I don't think our guys were happy with that at all. They wanted to come out and do better, and that's what we did.
Alec, how difficult is it for you guys to get into an on-ice rhythm when you're constantly shifting between power play and penalty kill units out there?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the game we'll be flowing with the 5-on-5 play, and then we'll take a penalty here or there. It just kills all the momentum, so it's pretty tough when we have everything going 5-on-5, and then it just comes to an end with a penalty.
Does it work the other way when the other team's got a penalty and you're subbing on the power play?
Yeah, I mean, it works out for us that way, but I mean, you still got to make momentum on the power play, so it's kind of kills it too, your momentum, because you got to go back out there and start over when you're just rolling 5-on-5. But power plays are always good for us.
You had one on the power play tonight. Just kind of walk us through your play and what you guys were seeing, especially up top there when you guys were getting looks.
Yeah, they made a nice play. They tried clearing, he stepped up and kept the puck in, and I think we moved it down the wall to Matt Polkamp, and Matt just had good vision out there, and I was walking down the slide and he found me, and I just tried to shoot it.
Probably. Go ahead.
What did you like most about how you guys played?
I mean, their start was good. I mean, coming up with Midgie last weekend when our first period was just awful. So coming out tonight with our good start, 2-0 right away. But then, I mean, we were up 2 goals and going to the third period and didn't close it out. So that's always a negative.
Probably not a question with a easy or specific answer, but what wasn't working for you guys on the power play tonight, or what do you guys have to do better to kind of shore that up?
Yeah, I mean, coming off of last weekend with Midgie, I thought our power play was a lot better, but we still got a lot of room to improve. I mean, we still got to get better entries so we can just set up the power play right away. I mean, half the time we're going skating back for the puck and stuff. So, I mean, we just got to get better entries and then just possess the puck, because I mean, we got skilled guys out there that can make plays with the puck. So we just got to get it set up in the zone.
Can you talk just a little bit about the emotion of this game? We know it's a tie. We know they scored, but can you just talk a little bit about the emotion coming out of this game? What's the temperature in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of highs and lows throughout the game, but you just got to be even keel out there. You got to try to not get too high, not get too low. But, I mean, all the goals out there, so just like it was just, I guess, not very good. We don't feel very good in the locker room right now because we were up 2 goals going in the third period. We'd like to finish that out, but I mean, we just gotta go out there tomorrow and have the same start, see where it goes.
Good. Thank you.